Hi, my name is Callie, and in this video I will be showcasing one of my favorite hikes in the Blowing Rock, North Carolina region called Boone Fork Trail. Boone Fork Trail is approximately 5-mile long looping trail located in the Julian Price Memorial Park. To begin the hike, you'll park in the Julian Price Memorial Park parking lot. From the parking lot, you will see signs directing you to the beginning of the trail, and you can choose to go to the left or the right of the trail. Either way leads you back to the same spot. If you choose to follow all trails directions, it will tell you to start to the left direction. It is also easier to start going left as you will not have to climb as much of an incline, versus going right, you will have to climb more of an incline. And because we were looking for a slightly easier hike, we chose to go left. When you first enter the trail on the left, you'll see a lot of low shrubbery and greenery, and then you will enter the Julian Price campground. And the trail actually runs right through the middle of the campground. So if you choose to camp here, this is a great way to just hop right on to the trail right from your tent. We also encountered this deer along the trail, which is a really cool sighting. But eventually she ran off into the shrubs and we continued on. You also will come out into this bald area. And one of the things I really enjoy about this trail is the scenery changes constantly throughout the 5-mile hike, and it makes for really cool and interesting sights along the way. And there's also a few creek crossings along the way. The creek crossings also vary in difficulty, so they start out pretty small and then they progressively get a little bit larger and a little bit more challenging, but nothing that an older child or a healthy older adult couldn't do. Here's a slightly bigger creek crossing that we encountered. And just know you may get your feet wet depending on how much rain there's been, so be prepared with some waterproof boots or shoes or a change of shoes if you need to. And the trail can also get muddy in some parts as the elevation does dip in some areas. And you'll also see several mini waterfalls along the way. Here's one of the most challenging creek crossings. You do have to straddle 2 logs. There is a rope over your head though if you choose to play it a little more safer, and you can hold onto that rope like I did here, versus if you want to be a little more risky, you can do what my boyfriend did and just go for it. But either way, this was the worst of the crossings and it's not that bad. There's also a lot of rhododendrons in this area, so if you come during peak time for those, you'll see a ton of beautiful flowers and foliage along the way. And then at one point you get to this very rocky, large river along the route. And this is in fact Boone Fork Creek, which the trail is named after, and majority of the trail does run along this creek. So at about the halfway mark in the trail, you'll start encountering a lot of stairs. It gets very rocky, some pretty steep inclines. You will have to do a bit of stair climbing and also a bit of rock scrambling along the way. And this is also why we chose to go to the left, because if you were coming from the right, you would be climbing up these stairs, whereas we only went down the stairs. And then we decided to take a snack break next to the creek for a little bit and enjoyed some popcorn. And we also ran into this furry friend. This is a dog-friendly trail, so you're welcome to bring your dogs along. Just keep in mind that those steep inclines are there and there is some rock climbing, but nothing too extreme. There is also a ladder at one point, so you need to be able to carry your dog up or down that ladder as well. And here's the ladder. My boyfriend did this climb much more gracefully than I did. Just be careful when climbing the ladder or you could fall through like I did. Thankfully, I was not hurt. We laughed about it at the end. And this is also a little bit more embarrassing because this was my second time doing this trail, so I knew about the ladder and I successfully climbed this before, so. When you get toward the end of the trail, the creek opens up and it'll be a little bit calmer. You can swim around here. Also know there is a trail that juts off of this. Make sure you stay on the correct trail. You don't want to take the bridge over the creek at any point. You shouldn't have to cross the main creek area, just all those little small runoffs. And then you reach the end of the trail. And that was a walkthrough of one of my favorite hikes in the Blowing Rock area.